Yeah, hey everyone, this is Kelvin. Welcome to episode 47 of Res Metal Podcasts. On this episode, I speak with Hell Throne members Dave, Rowe, and Michael, and we talked the day of the Soulfly show in Gallup, New Mexico. So I was lucky enough to catch up with them. So Hell Throne, they're a band currently based out of Phoenix, Arizona, with members originating from just different parts of the Navajo Nation. And if you haven't heard Hell Throne, they're a new band. They just released an EP called Awaken that can be streamed on digital platforms like Spotify, iTunes, and so forth. But I would describe Hell Throne as a thrash metal band with death metal aspects, especially in the guitar and the blast beat drumming. I was really fortunate enough to do this in-person interview. It was actually my first in-person band interview, so I was really excited about that, and hopefully I can do more in-person interviews. I really like that format. For this episode, I thought I'd just talk about the show in general. Just do like a review, and then get right into the interview with Hell Throne. So the show was a Soulfly headlining show at Juggernaut in Gallup, New Mexico on March 19th, 2022. So this is the last stop on the current, as of now, the tour just now ended yesterday, but it was a 5-week U.S. tour. Soulfly headlined some of the other bands that were on: Morbid Justice, Distorted Ritual, and Hell Throne. The show was brought to you by Rancid Savage Productions. So shout out to Randall for putting on the show. So this was my third time seeing Soulfly since August this past summer. I saw Soulfly in Albuquerque it was the start of their fall tour. On August 20th, they did a show at Launchpad in Albuquerque, and then after that, I saw Soulfly in Tempe, Arizona, at the Marquee Theater on September 25th. So that was actually the last date on their previous fall tour. So so this is my third time seeing Soulfly. So it goes without saying that I'm just a big supporter of Max Cavalera and all his side projects and all the bands that his family is a part of. Also, this tour, it marks the second tour that Dino Cazares was on lead guitar, so that was pretty cool. Luckily this time I only have to drive like 40 minutes from home to see Soulfly, as opposed to going like 3 hours to Albuquerque or 5 hours to Phoenix. I started the day out by getting to Juggernaut around 5, so I can catch up with Hell Throne, who I scheduled the interview for this podcast. Randall was cool enough to let me in the venue early so I can get the interview done. We talked in one of the lounges at Juggernaut. Since this was my first in-person band interview, I was kind of worried that my equipment wouldn't function well, but everything went well. The only thing was I didn't have a proper mic stand, so you might hear some background noise from the microphone, but I tried my best to get that background noise out, so hopefully it's not too distracting. But overall, it was a good interview. I really liked that in-person format, and just kind of allowed for a more natural dialogue, I thought. But I hope to do more in-person interviews for this podcast in the future. After the interview, I put my stuff away and got back in time to await Hell Throne. They were the first to play on the bill, and for their set, they played the entire Awaken EP in its entirety. It's it was really, really sick. A very, very intense style of death/thrash metal. I'd say the crowd was probably about 60 to 70% capacity. There's still a lot of people coming in since the sun was still out, but if you haven't heard Hell Throne, definitely follow them, support them. give them that support so we can, keep, hearing new music and seeing them perform at, more shows. But after Hell Throne was Distorted Ritual from St. Michael's, Arizona. I can't say that, I'm an expert on Distorted Ritual's discography or history. They play a style that, is like kind of like a thrashy, like groove metal style. They kind of reminded me of Sacred Reich, mainly, because, a lot of their music is very political, a lot of social commentary. Their vocalist also kind of reminded me of Phil Rind of Sacred Reich. Yeah, I remember one of the songs they played was, I think it was called Freedom. They dedicated this song to all the military veterans and had a really cool chorus. It was like, I hate this fucking war. I hate this fucking war. So yeah, it was very appropriate, very definitely welcome, especially now with the ongoing situation with Russia. So yeah, definitely check out Distorted Ritual. Yeah, after Distorted Ritual, the venue was starting to fill up, so I went to the merch line, got a Soulfly tour shirt, and got to be honest, was a little disappointed in the tour shirt, just only because I got the shirt from the previous tour and is the same exact design. So, I was kind of hoping for a different design, but it's all good. I still got one, so I'll gladly wear this one as opposed to the one I keep stored away in my endless storage of black band shirts. But yeah, Morbid Justice, we're on stage, and then I think I want to say that they probably had the most people. Like, this is kind of when the capacity was starting to fill up, so I'm guessing they probably sold a lot of tickets and brought a lot of people in. But yeah, Morbid Justice are from Durango, Colorado. Their style, they play, I'd say I would probably describe them as metalcore. Metalcore, definitely brings back the days of 2006, 2007, back when Lamb of God, Trivium, Machine Head ruled the world. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean that as a joke. I just, I really love those bands, and that was sort of like my formative years when I was going to school at U of A in Tucson. Back when Lamb of God and Trivium and All That Remains, all those bands were just kicking everybody's ass. But yeah, I was went over. They had an awesome stage presence. Full of energy. They really got the crowd hyped up for Soulfly. And they ended their set with a cover of the Lamb of God song Omerta. So really, really cool set overall. And up next was Soulfly. So if you haven't seen Soulfly live or Max Cavalera live, he's got that signature gas mask on the microphone stand. So once I saw that was, placed, I was like, oh shit, business is about to pick up. But yeah, once the Soulfly got ready, all their gear was ready. The set started out, with the song Back to the Primitive. It's got that tribal groove. Yeah, that just tribal freaking back to the primitive. Fuck all the politics. Yeah. And then the second song they played No Hope, No Fear, which was off their first album. And then from there I don't remember all the songs in order, but I know they did Rise of the Fallen, Seek and Strike, Ritual, Prophecy. They did 2 new songs from their, as of yet released album, which should be coming out this summer. I think from what I could hear Max say, one of the songs was called Superstition, and the other one was called Filth Upon Filth. And then they did some Dino material. They did some Fear Factory songs, Replica, Body Hammer. And then, towards the end of the set, they kind of circled back to the first 2 albums and finished out with Eye for an Eye, No, and Jump the Fuck Up. Yeah, fucking awesome show from Soulfly and family. Yeah, and hell yeah, definitely commend them for stopping in Gallup, especially after a 5-week tour. Yeah, I don't think this is the last of Max. I've been seeing social media posts about Max and Igor Cavalera tour this summer, where they'll focus on some Sepultura classics, Beneath the Remains and Arise. So hell yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. But yeah, that's kind of like my review of the show, and I'm gonna go ahead and play the interview I did with Hellthrone. So yeah, check it out, and then after that, I'm gonna play a song I recorded from Hellthrone. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Check it out. Hellthrone. I'm with Dave, Rowe, and Michael. We're here in Gallup just before the Soulfly show, and I was lucky enough to get a chance to talk with these guys. If you guys don't mind, do you mind just giving a quick introduction to listeners?
Yeah, sure. My name is Dave Kirk. I play the lead guitar and also do vocals. I also created Hellthrone back in 2017 and was able to get it going in last year in July. So, yeah, that's...
My name is Rowe. I play drums. Been playing drums for like 13 years, and started wanting to start jamming again, and put an ad online, and Dave sent me some samples of his music, and from there.
Yeah, I'm Michael, and I play bass. It's my first time playing bass with a live band. I usually play drums and guitar with a lot of other local bands, but it's my first band that I'm playing with in Phoenix.
All right. So I understand you guys are from different places, but are you guys like currently based out of Phoenix?
Yeah, right now we're based out of Phoenix, just kind of all over Phoenix. Like I'm way on the west side, Michael's kind of in the middle, and Rowe's on the east. But we usually just like meet up in Scottsdale to practice and stuff.
Okay. And where'd you guys grow up originally?
So for me, I grew up in Ganado. I was in the Ganado area. I moved out of Ganado in summer of 2015, moved out to Phoenix, and started going to school, looking for jobs and stuff like that. So yeah, that's when I left.
Me, I'm from Nashchitty, New Mexico, but I moved here when I was a kid in Gallup, was raised here, born and raised. But then 2016 moved out to Phoenix for like job opportunities.
Yeah, so I'm originally from St. Michael's, so I grew up there and left to Phoenix about a year after high school for better job opportunities.
Cool. Yeah, I'm originally from the Chilchimito area, but currently in Fort Defiance. I actually moved out from Phoenix to Fort Defiance in, I guess, a year and a half now. How do you guys like Phoenix?
So far, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a lot different. Driving an hour to Walmart, where I'm from Ganado, but over there, it's a lot of cultural diversity. It's really like an eye opener. Because when I left high school, I didn't know nothing about computers. I didn't know really nothing. So when I first went to college, I was really overwhelmed and just kind of took my time with that. But yeah, Phoenix is actually not so bad.
For me, Phoenix is different. Like out here, there's natives everywhere, but like out there, you meet like a lot of different people, different backgrounds, and it's a different environment out there.
Phoenix for me it's pretty fun. My mom she used to live in Phoenix, so kind of know the general area, but kind of easy switch over from being on the res to back over to the city.
Awesome. Yeah, I was there 2017 to 2020, and then got a job in Fort Defiance. So yeah, one thing I do miss was just like going to like live concerts. Like I used to go like at least like once a week, like right before the pandemic. But it's nice that Randall was able to put this together. But yeah, I like Fort Defiance. I grew up in a quiet area, just like that. So it wasn't much of a culture shock to me. But I understand that this is going to be like your second show, or is it your third show?
Yeah, it's going to be our second one so far.
Okay. And how did your first show go? I know that was a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I was in Apache Junction at the Lucky Strikes bar. So that one actually went really good. You know, we got a really good crowd response. We got, you know, some heads banging. We got a mosh pit going at one point. So, you know, I'm really excited to see, you know, what goes on here at the Juggernaut.
Awesome. But yeah, just congrats on getting on the show. How were you guys able to get on this on the show with Soulfly?
Oh, it was through me. I hit up Randall. I told him, I said, if he wanted to. We were telling him that we were starting out and that we were looking for shows, and we told him we had 5 original songs, and from there we asked him to open up. Usually I help Randall out with like loading in the band's equipment, like just helping out the bands, basically like a roadie. So
Oh, that's cool. Have you been doing that for a while? With like just
yeah,
around
I've been doing
here?
it for like since I was a kid,
Oh,
like
okay.
middle school.
Have you guys ever played here at Juggernaut with like previous bands or other projects?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played like previous bands.
Okay, which bands were you guys a part of before Hellthrone?
Well, mine was Fatal Corruption. That was before I moved out to Phoenix. So now it's all about Hellthrone now.
Yeah, I used to play with Cool the Occult, and used to play guitar for them off and on. So, but yeah, a couple of shows. But we did I think Hellbound Fest 2. So we got some. I think we were like the first act that opened up, and it's pretty good crowd. And you know, but yeah, Reese was good. So.
Okay. How about you, Dave? Did you ever play in Juggernaut or Gallup
Yeah,
area?
so back in 2015, I was in a thrash metal band called Black, and we were able to open up for Flotsam and Jetsam, along with a lot of other great bands. So that one was really good. So, you know, it's really nice to come back and, you know, share the stage with some other great bands again.
Cool. And I understand you guys are fairly new. You said you started in 2021. Like, since you've started out, like it sounds like you guys already had experience with bands and getting booked for shows. But has there been any like bands out in the Phoenix area or around here that's kind of like helped you out or given you some kind of like mentoring?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially with like past experiences, you know, it's like a trial and error type of thing. But you know, like for me and we last minute we decided to print out some EPs, and we just got like regular blank CDs, regular CD cases, and you know, after I made the post and you know people saw it, you know, one of the guys was telling me about a website that you know you can pay a certain amount of money for a bulk, and they do like really fine printing and also CD printing, and you can go as far as vinyls as well. So next, you know, he really helped me out with that, and I really appreciate it. And you know, we'll definitely look into that one next time.
Awesome. And you guys just released Awaken EP on February 28th, streaming. Have you guys looked into getting any like physical like CDs or possibly tapes or records?
Yeah, right now we have about over 40 right now, and we're just going to be handing them out to, you know, random people, you know, just to get the music out there. I understand, you know, not everybody has internet access or Spotify, so it's a good, you know, advertisement. And yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I can feel that. Like I was in Phoenix and I had like Cox Wi-Fi. I had like the fastest Wi-Fi, and I came back here. I'm on like NTUA, and like it just shuts off like for no reason for like 4 days, and then yeah. So then streaming music gets kind of tough. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of like physical music. I'm probably a little older than you. I'm in my mid 30s, but I grew up on like CDs, and so I'm big fan of like physical like. I mainly like CDs, but what's been the response like since you guys released Awaken?
We've had a really great response. You know, it's been I get a lot of people messaging me, asking me, you know, the songwriting process, you know, what the song is about, and how I wrote it basically. And you know, it's really, you know, amazing that, you know, I worked so hard on this song, and you know, I'm getting all these positive feedbacks. And you know, I was kind of hesitant at first, you know, releasing the song, like, you know, it might not be good enough, you know, I might get some bad reviews or something, but you know, it's actually really good. So that's the top song right now.
We've got some listeners overseas though.
Yeah, we also got some listeners in Indonesia, India, and Chile as well as like, you know, Dallas, and as far as, you know, Florida, New Mexico, New York, Washington, you know, all over the U.S.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about Hell Throne until I saw the flyer that Randall put out for the show. So, yeah, I think I just kind of picked up on Hell Throne like everybody else, like over the New Year's. But yeah, it's cool. I was listening to that today. I think my favorite track is Annihilation. Has like the most like death metal sound to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, every song is badass. I like it's like thrash metal with like death metal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when thrash metal became death metal, like in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, that's what kind of reminds me of. So, you know, like old Cannibal Corpse and old D-Side before like
awesome.
Death metal became a thing.
That's what I was aiming for. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That we got the kind of feedback that we got from people that when we were at Lucky Strikes. You know, there's some older people that were there, and they're like, you know, it sounds like stuff from the 80s. You know, bringing back the good, you know, the good sound that we liked and we haven't heard in a long time. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I really dig it. Just a couple quick questions about that. Like, who came up with your logo and the artwork for Awaken?
So the logo design and the artwork was all done by Rowe. I just basically gave him the name, kind of gave him what I was aiming for, and you know, he sends me like an idea, and then I'll tell him like maybe switch this out or add this, or maybe change this color to this color, and then you know, he works on it for like a few hours, then he finally sends me a really good, you know, copy that we can use. So that's all thanks to Rowe.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the artwork too, did you do the artwork?
Yeah, just put a throne in there, put the skulls together, draw them out, and basically like put the background, make it look like a hell throne, the skulls.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it reminds me of I don't know if you guys ever played Mortal Kombat 2, like the Shao Kahn stage, you know, when you beat the game and Shao Kahn gets off the throne and the throne is empty. Yeah, that's what kind of remind me of. So that's badass.
Yeah, we also have another piece of artwork that we started off with because we are using Rowe's artwork too, but we're also getting another one in the mail from Deidre Lee. So we're just waiting on that to come in the mail. It somehow got lost, I guess, but that one's supposed to be really good too.
Awesome. But yeah, like as far as the recording, did you guys just kind of do like a self recording, or did you guys go to a studio?
Yeah, so the recording all pretty much happened in my bedroom. So
Don't say it like that.
so yeah, I recorded all the guitar tracks, and then you know, I'm a guitar player first, so that's what I start with. And as I'm going, I pull out a MIDI keyboard and you know, type in each drum track, and you know, each drum beat has its own specific beat. So like the fast fills and the fast double bass and stuff like that, you know, I'm sitting there typing it out, and it can take anywhere between like a full day to a full week to get a final product. So yeah, that's pretty much how it all went.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, it sounds cool. I mean, yeah, definitely looking forward to more. And so this is your second show. Do you guys have any like upcoming shows? I saw one. I think you guys were on a Insight flyer.
Yeah, we got Insight. I want to say like just a couple days ago. You know, Rowe contacted 13th Floor Entertainment, and you know, they responded to him and asked if we would be interested in opening for Insight, and you know, we took that opportunity.
Awesome. Yeah, I love Insight. They're part of the Cavalera family, so it's cool. It's cool you guys got to play for Soulfly today, and then play with Insight in a few weeks.
I was at a Cannibal Corpse show during that time. Like I was standing in my merch line, Shadow of Intent started jamming. I got the message from 13th Floor asking if we're looking for shows, and from there I jumped to it.
Awesome. Oh man, I miss going to those shows in Phoenix. I know, yeah, Cannibal Corpse played right like last week, a few nights ago.
It was a wild show.
Dang. Yeah, I'm a big fan of like reading blogs and reviews, and I read a review that the line for merch basically was like a long, winding, just snaking line like throughout the show. But yeah, that's cool. I live like 5 hours away, so really the only time I can really go to a show like that's on the weekend. Yeah, this is just kind of like just some fun questions I want to throw towards the end. Are there any like local or national bands that you guys like would try to like play with, or is there like any I guess it's sort of like a question of like inspiration, but is there any like bands that you really would like look forward to playing with in the future?
Yeah, so definitely, the Insight one, but there's a lot of really good talent out in Phoenix. So we performed with a band called Aphotica. They're like a folk metal, black metal type of band, and they were really good. They played with backing tracks, which I've never seen. And there's also a friend of mine who plays in a thrash metal band called Carpet Bomb, and they do a really good show. They always get mosh pits going. They always do like a really good crowd interactions, and it's just kind of, I'm really just looking forward to playing with any band, just to kind of see what type of talent lies out there. There's a lot of talented people that have different views, and it's really interesting just to see all of that.
For me, it would be to open for maybe Devil Driver.
Oh yeah.
Or like Tim Young. He's like an inspiration to me, so it'd be cool to open up for him.
Well, I'm wearing a Malicious Plague shirt right now, so opening up for them once was already really great, and seeing them live every time, it just gets better and better. And hopefully, I haven't heard from them in a while, but I hope they make a really big comeback pretty soon. So
yeah, awesome. And then I usually ask this to people, like, is there any like new music or new bands or stuff that's like under appreciated or hidden gems that you want to recommend to listeners?
So for thrash metal, you could check out Patriot. They're pretty good. They have one song called "And Your Children to Be Damned." Not a lot of people heard that one, but it's really good. I use that a lot when I work out or when I just kind of want to get into the mood for anything. It has that really hard hitting song, and it's really cool. It is tough to kind of recommend something that nobody has heard, because you do recommend like a thrash metal or death metal band, and it turns out it's really well known and you're just finding out about it.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much just listen to music all day. I'm not a musician. I'm just more of a fan and listener. But yeah, definitely you guys. I've been listening to a lot of like Hellthrone, and I feel like there was something else I was listening to a lot lately, but I can't remember. But yeah, those are close to the end of my questions. I made up some just some kind of like fun questions. So like me and my little brother, like whenever we see each other, we always like do like this either or thing, like like, do you like this or this? And then we try to pick one, or sometimes we'll just pick a third that like, for example, like right now, like who would you pick, like Max Cavalera or Dino Cazares?
Ooh. That's a really tough. That's a really good one, actually. Dino is a really big inspiration. So is Max. Especially his early Sepultura stuff. That's what I really enjoy. So I'd have to give it to Max on that one.
I have to give it to Dino, because Dino he jammed with Tim Young with Divine Heresy. So I have to go for Dino. I love Max though.
yeah, I'd have to go with Max.
Yeah.
In the end, so pretty good.
Yeah, I'd go with Max just because of all the side projects he has.
Oh yeah.
And then I got a few more. Metallica or Megadeth?
Okay. I would have to go with Megadeth just because of how a lot of the intricate solos are just really different, and then just Dave's spider chords. But also Metallica, because seeing them live for the first time when they were down in Phoenix, that one was a pretty good show too. So they're just live, just both of them live. I haven't seen Megadeth live yet, but hopefully soon. But if I have to give it to Megadeth.
Yeah, I'll go with Metallica for this one, because my mom raised me on Metallica, so she had a Master of Puppets album. So when I was a kid, I popped that in the stereo. Oh shit!
I got the socks on, yeah. I choose Metallica.
So my mom she was a metalhead herself, so she raised me on that, and it was Master of Puppets.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Metallica on that one too. That's what got me into thrash metal. Just that Injustice for All album. I heard the track Blackened when I was young, and I was just amazed on how big the guitar sounded, and how the drums sounded, and the vocals were so aggressive and so fast, yet so clean and so heavy. So that's kind of what I strive for. That's the song Living Nightmare on the EP. That's really based off of Injustice for All. So you'll see like a lot of Injustice for All type of riffs in there.
Awesome. A few more. Korn or Slipknot?
Oh, I think I'd go with Slipknot on that one.
For me, it'd be Slipknot because during that time they played in Phoenix, I was moshing around that bonfire they started. And I had put up a picture online that says at the ceremony. So then that picture went like 795 shares online Facebook. So I'll go with Slipknot. It was a badass show though.
All right. I'd have to go with Korn just because, you got that intro of Blind, and then it just gets everybody going. And then Fieldy was like my inspiration for really starting bass and wanting to play a fire string and really picking up the slap style. So
awesome.
I have to go with Korn.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Slipknot. Just that was like my first band shirt when I was like in middle school. Let's see. I got 2 more. Slayer or Testament?
Slayer, hands down. Slayer all the time. The bass that I'm using is actually Tom Aray's signature LTD bass, so Slayer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Slayer too because you're gonna get some Slayer vibes on these songs.
Yeah, that's definitely a Slayer. I mean, I really do love Testament. Don't get me wrong. Alex Skolnick has really good solos on there. They have really good early stuff like Souls of Black, Into the Pit. But Slayer just kind of takes it home for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd go with Slayer too. This is kind of dumb, but I'll just go for it. State Line or Aces Wild?
You got to go with State Line. You got to see that fight.
I'll go with State Line too. I'm always posting shit about them. So. Jokes though.
Yeah, probably State Line because I think if State Line and Aces Wild went head to head, I think State Line would take it because they got the hands.
Yeah, I'd go with State Line just for all their shenanigans. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any like shout outs or any recognitions you wanna say before we end the interview?
I just want to say thank you to everybody who took the time to listen to this. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Kelvin as well for giving us this opportunity. It's kind of amazing. I started this thing back in 2017, got it going last year, and we're already getting so much recognition and getting so much good feedback. So thank you to everybody out there who's taking the time to listen to our music and contacting us, telling us which one's your favorite and whatnot. So yeah, thank you guys so much.
I want to thank Randall Rancid Savage for giving us a show because it's a big step in this band, especially with us starting out now.
Yeah, like Rowe said, Rancid Savage and all the other bands that, or I guess promotions that wanted us to play these other shows, and hopefully we can keep getting more. And also Res Refuge for Monique over at Res Refuge for doing another interview with us also, and then doing the local music support over there, helping out the kids and everything. So.
All right. Thanks again, guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recorder. All right. That was my talk with Hell Throne members, Dave, Rowe, and Michael. Thanks again, guys, for taking the time to talk with me. And thanks for coming out to Gallup to play a killer set. And be sure to check out that Res Refuge interview that Michael mentioned at the end of the interview. That can be found on the Res Refuge YouTube page. I'll leave a link in the description. Be sure to follow Hell Throne on social media, and check out the Awaken EP on all the popular streaming platforms. I'm gonna go ahead and play a song. I recorded one of the songs off their live set when they opened for Soulfly. So this is Wretched Soul. Thanks again. After that, it'll be the end of the podcast. So, I'll talk to you later, and peace out. Yeah.
Come on.